Do you think that this sign means that your food is clean and free from toxic herbicides? Might not be. I'm Dr. Patty Barch. I'm the founder and owner of Naturally Unbridled Wellness, a holistic therapy center in Onalaska, Wisconsin. This video is to explain to you why genetically modified foods and non-GMO verified foods might be coated in toxic herbicides. So first I'm going to explain to you what is a GMO anyway and how are they used in commercial agriculture. Then I'm going to talk to you about how the non-GMO products are harvested. And then we'll talk a little bit about organic and why that is a better choice when you take into consideration what I'm about to tell you. So the first thing is, what is a genetically modified organism? That's what GMO stands for, genetically modified organism. That means that the DNA of the item, whether it's a microbe or a seed, has been genetically altered. The DNA has been altered in order to have a gene sequence that makes it unique. So in this case, for clarification, I'm just going to be talking about the genes that are inserted into certain plants so that those plants are resistant to an herbicide called Roundup or Glyphosate. So genetically modified organisms, you might hear someone mention Roundup Ready corn or Roundup Ready soy. So what that means is these genetically modified plants have a gene inserted into them that makes them resistant to the herbicide. Herbicides are chemicals that kill plant. So the way that these are used in commercial agriculture is the farmer plants genetically modified seeds that have the gene to be resistant to the toxic herbicide, so that what they can do is they can plant the seeds, and then as weeds come up, they can spray the whole field with this herbicide, this Roundup or Glyphosate, and all of the non-GMO plants will die from the herbicide, but the genetically modified food plant will still grow. So it's a way for them to weed the fields without weeding the fields. So based on that, you might think, well, then I want to have non-GMO project verified foods. Well, here's what you might not know. So when you have someone who is growing non-genetically modified seeds, and they're not doing their weeding with the herbicide because those plants would be vulnerable to the herbicide as well, that doesn't mean they don't use herbicide. It's very common in commercial grains and commercial beans for the entire field at harvest time to be sprayed with Roundup or Glyphosate. The reason is that out in the fields, there's going to be little dips in the fields. There's going to be areas where water might accumulate, and those plants will stay greener longer. They'll have a higher moisture content longer if they happen to be growing in an area of the field that has a little bit more water being held in the soil. So the risk to the farmer is that they harvest the field, but there are patches here and there of plants that are still a little on the green side and have a higher moisture content level. That means when they get put into storage, there's the opportunity for molds and mycotoxins, which are the toxic chemicals secreted by molds, for those things to develop. Now, they do test, food companies and even animal feed companies, they do test their batches of corn, oats, soy, barley, like those sorts of things. They do test those for molds and mycotoxins. And if it comes back over a certain amount, that crop is trashed because it's poisonous from the mycotoxins. So farmers don't want to risk getting their crops rejected. So rather than waiting for nature to dry out these plants that need to be harvested, these non-genetically modified food crops are then at harvest time sprayed with herbicides like Roundup/Glyphosate, so that the whole field dies all at the same time. And when they harvest it, they can test the moisture level. They'll have less mold, and then they won't have their crops rejected. So when you buy something with this label, it's possible that it has been sprayed with Roundup. And they don't wash that stuff off. Remember, they're trying to keep this stuff dry so it doesn't get moldy. So this is on there. And I'm not going to get into in this video the countless reasons why you don't want to put that in your body. So when it comes to the non-GMO verified products, you really only can trust this when it's actually accompanied by a certified organic label. So organic means that these food products are not raised or harvested with the use of these toxic herbicides and pesticides. So I just wanted to make this short video to just introduce you to what GMOs are, how non-GMO project verified foods may have glyphosate, may have Roundup on them. They're not as clean as you might think unless it's accompanied by an organic label. Now, there are products that are used in organic farming that will help with weed control and will help like fertilizers and that sort of thing. But you can be sure that if you're buying something that has an organic label on it, or you're growing it yourself and you know exactly what's in there, that you're not going to be consuming this glyphosate product. So especially when it comes to grains, that's things like any type of bread or chips, or even beans. Like, it occurred to me that chickpeas or garbanzo beans are also harvested using Roundup. So you want to make sure that you're really looking for your grains and your beans, especially, to be in the organic category. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and go and like and subscribe so you can follow for more healthy tips. Thanks, and have a great day.